Mike's muted.
Okay, I'm muted.
Oh, this may mute everything if I mute the mic out
And
here.
I have no sound. Katie, come here, quick. Why do I not have sound? Oh, what the hell? Just look and see if it's muted.
Ours isn't muted.
There's no sound coming through the headphones. Hang on, let me pull up my phone.
I got it.
You're restarting it?
No, I didn't restart it.
Yeah, you did.
Do you have sound?
I don't even know if we're live. I mean, we're live. It says we're live.
Good God. Oh my goodness.
What happens when I mute this mic?
All right, ready?
Namaste, salutations and greetings. It's Thursday night. It's 9:00 and it's time for Thursday Night Vibes. Hello, everyone. With Master Rochi and Caitlin, the talent. How is Caitlin today?
I'm okay. I've had a good day.
Hang on.
Wow, that is amazing. You're okay.
Yeah.
I would never guess. I would never guess that you were amazing. Or, okay, you're not amazing. No, you're average.
It takes something pretty fantastical for my day to be amazing.
I can see that. Well, my day's been pretty amazing, and I want to thank all of the beautiful people, friends that wished me happy birthday.
It's your birthday today?
Yes. I thought you might know, but I would have been surprised.
Well, happy birthday.
Why, thank you. But I want, I take these birthday wishes very seriously because somebody, actually stopped and took time to do that, and I really appreciate it. So, namaste. I bow to you, beautiful people. Thank you, and I hope these wishes and happy thoughts come back to you sevenfold.
Disclaimer, I knew it was his birthday. I was just acting for you guys.
No, she wasn't.
Excellent acting, right?
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't.
I was. You know this.
So, what has made your day okay? You're rested?
I mean, work went good. The start of my day was a little chilly because, as you know, we heat with wood. And I tend to let the wood burner go out at night because, I'm a little lazy. But
then you'll be cold and lazy.
Yeah, I was cold this morning. So, but, getting over the cold in the morning is like a little hurdle. And then I went to work, and work was good. It wasn't like tremendously terrible, so it was good. And then I came here,
Right on.
and I always have a good time when I come here. So,
Yes, and you're always welcomed. I'm supposed to say that. So that's good. That's good. And, there was some interesting stuff kind of recently in the news
Mhm.
that a new cannabis research bill is on Biden's desk. And what this is going to do is this is going to help cut some of the red tape and open up some of the research. And research that we already know about, but they're going to start unlocking some more of the cannabinoids, which is wonderful. However, one thing that everybody was kind of hoping was going to be in the bill was that they would be able to use cannabis from dispensaries.
right.
Well, that's not in the bill. They're going to have to use the same crap that nobody even wants to break in to steal. That the government has grown for years, which is kind of disappointing because there are such great strides in genetics being made
Right.
that giving them crap to research with, still doesn't make any sense. But it's a step in the right direction. They're promising more reform coming soon. We'll see. We'll see. But, none of this should have been an issue in the first place.
No. No, it was all, Nixon's war on drugs.
Well, it started way before Nixon. And that kind of brings me to something else. I had sent copies of my podcast out to some people to listen to, and
Right.
it's kind of experimental stuff, and I got reviews back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. It boiled down to it sucks. What were you thinking? And yeah,
Hunter.
it was hey Hunter, thank you for tuning in, my friend. Because it was a little too out there, and it's like there's so much that you talk about, and why don't you think about doing that? So what we're going to do, and I've been working on the cannabis educational kind of programming.
Right.
Well, I'm going to take and I'm going to mix some of that in with some of the current events, and the current events I'm talking in the last 20, 30 years.
Right.
Also, I'm going to take some of the wonderfully researched areas out of The Emperor Wears No Clothes,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of the Bible that started everything, and so much of it's still relevant today, and the information needs to be put out. So we're going to kind of mix a little bit of everything in, and we are going to start with, we're going to go in the way back machine.
Hunter says if you enjoy doing the podcast, then you should do it.
Oh, I do. But yeah, it was a little too out there as far as subject matter. So, and even I agree with that, and I think this makes more sense.
Constructive criticisms.
Yeah, it was. But we're going to go way, way back to prehistoric times, and we're going to follow the evolution of cannabis and man and how it has all been linked.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to come up and talk about, how valuable and how much cannabis, hemp especially, was used, why it became illegal, and it had nothing to do with the flowering tops. That was just an excuse, and how can we put it? Yellow journalism. And we have a lot of that still in our society today. It's more selling beliefs than than actually selling facts. And yellow journalism with William Randolph Hearst and Harry Anslinger and DuPont and all of these guys. It comes down to it was greed, power, and prejudice that made hemp illegal.
Right.
And what we're going through now, we had an answer for all of our climate issues back in the early 1900s. The government knew it, and they ignored it because of greed, power, and prejudice. And so we're going to present all of the ins and outs of hemp and cannabis on the podcast now. We're going to talk about products. We're going to talk about building materials. We're going to talk about, if we really want to transition, hemp is the do-all plant that we have. I mean, it can feed us, it can clothe us, it can power us. Anything that you can make with petrochemicals, you can make with hemp seed oil. The paper and fabric quantities are much better. 1 acre of hemp equals, I do believe, 7 acres of trees.
Right.
And what takes trees 40 years to grow for the pulp products, one season you can get in cannabis.
Right.
It doesn't pollute our rivers. I mean, they've known that how green cannabis and hemp products have been. And it's time to talk. They have hemp batteries that are better than lithium batteries. So if we're going to move to a green automobile future, electric vehicles, maybe instead of buying our batteries from China, I don't know, maybe it's an idea to make our own hemp batteries here.
That makes sense. We give China too much money.
Oh, we do. And manufacturing. And yeah, I kind of was wondering when Clinton told us that we were going to be transitioning from a manufacturing economy to a service economy. And I was thinking to myself at that time, how does that work? So, yeah. So we sent all of our jobs to China and, Indochina. And we need to start getting them back. We have a lot of great companies that are doing amazing things with hemp products. And I'm glad to see that the government's still opening up research, starting to open up research into cannabis and cannabinoids. Israel's been leading the way for many years
Right.
on this. So it's about time that the United States, instead of spending all the money to find harm studies, maybe it's time to start spending the money to find out how beneficial this plant actually is.
Most definitely. Circling back to your podcast, I didn't listen to it. Lo siento for that.
Of course not.
Big Lo siento for me.
Uh-huh.
But Luke, my other half, listened to it.
Right.
He liked it.
Right.
He liked it.
Well, like I said, it was kind of experimental, and we may balance it out, but we need to put out more interesting information and facts that people just aren't aware of. Because imagine this: the government and media has lied to you for almost 70 years, or over 70 years now.
Passed the same-sex bill this week.
So, that's.
I like the idea of you circling back and making it educational as well. I feel like that's going to be, because I don't know about you, but I like educational things.
I do too.
Because I believe knowledge is power.
Well, I think as people listen to this podcast, they are going to be going, "Wow, really?" And it's gonna make you angry if especially if you care about the environment. It's going to make you angry if you care about health, because so many of the problems. I mean, you look around your house or wherever you are. It's any wonder why people are getting sick. We are surrounded by synthetic materials. 90% of the stuff that we're in contact with has some type of petrochemical in it. The stuff that we eat, we can't even pronounce now.
Hydroglycopropyl,
Yeah.
fructose, corn, something.
So, we're poisoning ourselves. We're poisoning our environments. And I think everybody is ready to get back to a little bit of more natural living.
Speaking about ingredients on food products and such, a couple years ago there was a big thing going around the internet.
Big thing?
Big thing
Big thing.
about how other countries' products that were the same as our products had like a lot of less ingredients in it, and they were considered more natural and more healthy. We'll come to find out people were just not doing their research. America has a law, I guess, passed by the FDA stating that they have to list all ingredients, and not all the other countries that have the same products as we do have that law to where they have to show what all is in their products.
Right. Full disclosure of
Yes.
of product information.
Like, I think the big ones were like the UK and China, that they were trying to say that the stuff from over there is so much healthier when really they don't have the full disclosure rule, and they're just
Isn't, like red
Right.
dye number 7 though, and like yellow dye. Aren't those banned in England?
red dye 40, I believe, is the bad one, and I'm not entirely sure. Red dye 40 is very problematic.
I know some of those are banned in other countries.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's some stuff that we use that's banned other places, and that also comes to a lot of chemicals that we use for processing.
Right.
Are banned in other places because they're just nasty, and some herbicides and some pesticides that we still use that are banned, and that's what's killing our pollinators.
Right.
And we've got to start going back to more responsible stewardship, especially when it comes to the bees, because we're all interconnected. The bees go, we goes.
We go.
We goes.
You ever seen Bee Movie? That'll happen. That'll happen.
I've seen a lot of bee movies.
No, Bee Movie.
I've seen some Cecil B. DeMille movies.
Specifically Bee Movie.
The Bee Movie.
The Bee Movie.
I don't know. I think my favorite The Bee Movie was probably Creature from the Black Lagoon.
No.
Or no, The Blob was
No.
The Blob was a great Bee movie.
The Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld. He plays the main character. Mom, we might watch that tonight. You want to watch Bee Movie tonight?
Not really.
I don't.
I do.
Not really, but okay.
Put me down for
I
a
do.
no on the Bee
Sure, if
Movie.
that's what you want. I may be asleep by the time it's midway through.
Now, something else that they did back when they were on the podcast, we're going to get into how machine guns caused or aided in making hemp and cannabis illegal. What they came out what they came out with was a prohibitive tax. Who was?
Terry.
Hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry.
Hello.
Namaste.
Terry
Namaste.
Railer.
Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You don't want to get too much into it. You got to save some goodies for the podcast.
Oh, these are just little highlights,
Little tidbits.
little tidbits, because it's important to see how things are still progressing.
Right.
So what they decided was they didn't want people owning machine guns.
Well, of course not.
Well, what they did was they said, okay, you can own a machine gun, but you have to pay this tax and you have to carry, this form. And
Alyssa.
it would be Melissa?
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
Namaste. So it was like a $2,000 back in 1920, 1930.
That's a lot of money for back then.
A lot of money. So it was kind of a prohibitive tax. Once the Supreme Court said, yes, you could do that, 2 weeks later, the marijuana tax came into being.
Right.
And they went off, and this had nothing to do with the other, but they were using that law to cause marijuana to basically hemp to be illegal. This was known as forcing acceptance of sudden new ideas of industrial and social reorganization.
I don't like that.
But they found out that they could do this by prohibitive taxes and by making stuff illegal. So even though you don't want it, don't need it, but the government wants to do it, this is how they compel people to do things. And this kind of happened again with Obamacare when they said if you didn't get it, you were going to, be penalized.
Yeah, you had to pay. If you didn't have insurance so many months out of the year, you would have to pay a fine.
Right.
I remember that.
Yep. And that was them trying to do this. The COVID passports, where they were saying either you get this or you cannot
travel,
go in. That was another kind of way that the government is compelling people.
Right. And they did it through people's workplaces with the COVID thing too. A lot of workplaces wouldn't let people work if they didn't have their COVID vaccine.
Right. Exactly. And the federal government was the same way.
Well, and the thing is a lot of people think it was just that specific company's policy. On the layers that we don't see, the government was fining these companies if they weren't requiring their workers to have the COVID vaccine.
Exactly. And this also goes on to the Green Initiative.
Oh, that's what I said. Us last year. With
the electric vehicles. And they're compelling people by cutting gas or raising prices to force the issue. Now, most of these people don't give a damn about the environment. All they care about is money.
Right.
If they really did care about the environment, they would be doing far more than windmills and solar panels.
They would be donating money out of their pockets in order to get stuff done about actually fixing the environment, in my opinion.
Well, we have, and this is again, hint, a little teaser with the podcast. There is so much that we can do. And as far as hemp not only for the environment, and hemp seed used to be the number one bird seed in the country.
Right.
That was in every songbird mix. It was the birds' favorites. Bees love hemp and cannabis flowers. They remove toxins and restore soil. They're using them at Chernobyl. And, we have these these $1 billion Superfund cleanup that cannabis and hemp would be very good at, helping clean these sites up.
Right.
We can make concrete. We can make metal. Henry Ford came up with body parts for his car made out of hemp. They were stronger and more resilient than the metals he was using.
Right.
All of this could be replaced, the plastic on vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that can be made out of plastic can be made out of hemp. All these pressed wood products, paper, can be made out of hemp.
Absolutely.
Clothing, hemp clothing
my gosh,
is great.
I love hemp clothing. It has a different kind of softness to it.
Well, it's also more durable. The original Levi's jeans were made out of hemp cloth.
Right. If I had to compare hemp t-shirts to any kind of fabric, I would say they feel, even though it's just hemp, it feels more like a nice, soft, blended kind of cotton mixed with some other stuffs fabric rather than hemp. But it's super soft and it's very comfortable.
Well, hemp is almost indistinguishable from linen.
Right.
So, cotton is a lightweight material, but it's not a great all around material. It doesn't wear long. So there are some trade offs. Before uh, cotton became popular, almost all clothes were made out of hemp or linen or silk.
Right.
And then cotton came in and it got cheaper. And then you started getting all of the uh, petrochemical type of, rayon, nylon, and, that started being
Spandex.
blended with the cotton. So now it'll say cotton, but also if you look at the tag, it'll also contain, a couple other
Yeah.
fibers.
Polyester.
Polyester, that's one's used a lot.
Alyssa said also, I learned the other day that the hexagon shapes are the strongest and most durable shape. Just saying.
Oh yes, 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 and that's it is the most efficient shape also, and most definitely.
Efficiency.
What happened was the problem with hemp is it was very expensive to process, and in the from the early 1900s through the 1940s, Russia, Yugoslavia, and I can't remember another country provided almost all the hemp to the world.
Right.
So, and the U.S. was getting ready. They were talking in 1937 about the next million, we would be calling it billion or $1 trillion crop, because they had came out with new ways to process it, that it was cheap and easy. And it was funny because this machine was developed in like 1916. In 1937, people thought it was a new discovery because it had been pushed to the wayside. But just some interesting stuff about the history of cannabis and hemp.
Es muy interesante.
Right. So this is kind of what we're going to be covering in depth in the podcast. And I think it's pretty cool. I geek out on history and
Oh yeah.
putting everything together and kind of tying it into what was going on then, what was going on now, and seeing these parallels.
Right. Right. I'm a history buff too.
Mhm.
I like history too.
And I'm going to show all the bullshit from the media and the government and the bureaucrats that have kept this illegal, and this small amount of people who all happen to be more or less related that that made cannabis illegal in the first place.
Right. Right.
Well, I should have said this earlier. This is a special night because now we are streaming. We want to say hello to all the people or whoever is watching us on YouTube. First night of streaming live to YouTube also, and pretty excited about that. How does that make you feel?
You're welcome.
Really?
I set it up. I set it up.
And I was here kind of helping you a little bit.
You gave me the debit card.
Uh,
Mom told you where to go.
I knew what I was doing. I was like, click, 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 click. Boom, done. Add YouTube. Boom, done.
well, we're trying. I mean, this is the third week we've used StreamYard.
Yeah.
You're getting
I
better
think
at
I'm
it.
getting more comfortable with StreamYard. OBS just seemed difficult. It seemed like you had to have an extensive knowledge of it in order to know how to use it, and StreamYard just seems more user friendly, but you can also like go into the settings in StreamYard and change things. It's not as hard right off the bat.
One
We're
of
not
the,
having to copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and
one of the
paste.
things I like about it is we're going to be able to have live guests.
Right.
So that
said
is
that.
going to be huge in the future. But we just keep adding a little bit more each week, and trying to learn this. And like I said, we lost our engineer producer, so Mama Rochi has stepped into that role.
And she's blind.
And yeah, she's a blind old lady. And yeah, that's true. So, but we're gonna try adding some music back into the program.
I like the fact that StreamYard's logo is a duck. I like ducks.
You want one?
Yeah.
No, no, okay.
Why
I like,
you are the lucky winner,
No.
and you are gonna receive a duck as a parting gift.
no.
So we'll
Listen, I've had ducks. I've raised ducks from little baby ducks into big ducks.
You ever had Pekin duck?
No, Mom. I had
You want a
mallards.
Pekin duck?
No, I don't want a Pekin duck.
well,
I
we
had
have
mallards,
roaming
and that was rough.
mosaics back tonight, and
Jamie said,
do
"Be
we
nice
have
to the duck."
do we have a do we have a name for this song for the roaming mosaics?
Let's see if Mama can get it up here.
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember the name.
Hello, Jamie.
You got this,
Welcome.
Mom.
I'm gonna get this. I'm going to get it right now.
So we're gonna try something new here.
Then the yellow kicked in. It sure is the sweetest color. Then the yellow kicked in. Getting ourselves painted in yellow. It sure is the sweetest color. Shining with the smell of saffron. Things we've never tasted. Then the yellow kicked in. It sure is the sweetest color. Flavors of the feast come. I was walking through a palace of gold. We were warriors in a bad world. Full of hunger and blood. Powerful and dangerous. Long, twisting forms of violet and green. warriors in a bad world, full of hunger and blood, shining the smell of saffron, getting ourselves painted in yellow. It sure is the sweetest color. Powerful and dangerous, long, twisting forms of violet and green.
And we're back. That was Romy Mosaics and the song,
The sweetest color.
The Sweetest Color. We love these guys. They are from England, and I just dig their stuff. The visuals are also just amazing. So, what's the world according to Kate? Actually, Caitlin, the talent. Got a question for you.
Hit me.
Who is this show brought to you them by?
Well, Master Rochi's garden, of course.
Of course. And what a fine garden that is. Stop in and check out masterrochisgarden.com. And hey, we've got some wonderful products, get
Good
some
stuff.
great reviews. I'm pretty excited.
Are you?
I am, because now Master Rochi's Garden can be found on Range Me.
Range Me.
Yes, Range
What
Me.
state?
Range Me is a buyer site for places like CVS, Walgreens, Dollar Store, Dollar
Ooh.
General, Walmart, Fresh Time. So our products are now discoverable on Range Me. So we are working them to get them closer to your hands instead of just online.
Coming to a store near you soon.
Don't forget to tell
Maybe.
us to enter the beard contest.
Well, we're getting to the beard contest, because you know what November is, don't you?
Oh, I'm well aware.
Are you? What is it?
Well, you want me to show the people?
No, no, we don't need any of that.
It's No Shave November.
No Shave November. Now, you know, when you first start growing stuff out, you start getting the itchies and you're going, I just want to shave because it's driving me crazy. Our beard oil takes care of that.
Right.
It gets rid of the itchies, so you can enjoy No Shave November. Take that into lightly bearded December, and by spring you will look like Grizzly Adams.
Nice.
So for anybody that doesn't know who Grizzly Adams was, it was a great TV show back in the 70s. Very cool. Check it out if there's any reruns, but what used to be one of my favorite shows.
You know what's funny? Speaking of the itchies, that's actually part of the reason why I don't shave that often. Because on my legs,
Is this TMI stuff?
well,
or...
it's on my legs and under my arms.
All right.
I don't know where else you would grow hair other than your head.
All right.
He doesn't know about that.
Anyway, so, you know, girls, the beauty standard world, girls are expected to shave their legs and underneath their arms. So for the longest time, I was shaving my legs and my armpits. However, my legs and my armpits would constantly itch after shaving. Like it didn't matter how long or short the hair was when I shaved it. I always, and it's the same now. If I shave my legs or my underarms with a traditional razor, you know.
Yeah, you never really hung out with
I didn't know Dave was on there.
traditional hippies, have you? Because most of the hippie women I know don't shave
Well,
either.
then I'm a
David
perfect
Dutch.
candidate. But I had to stop shaving because it was just so itchy and uncomfortable. So, you know, I rock the leg hair. I rock the armpit hair because I
And
do
you have
not
Doyle and David are
feel
both
like
watching, by the way.
I do
Doyle,
not
David,
And watching
Nam-
from YouTube.
Namaste. Thank you for watching
Hello,
from
my
YouTube.
friends.
That is great. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent.
Had a great time at game night.
Well, that's good.
And met Dave, who I didn't connect the dots until that night, but David's a great guy. We're going to hang out a little bit together.
Right
We've
on.
got some similar interests. Thank you for watching, man. I dig both you and Doyle's support. Doyle, I have some salve made up for your wife because I know she was running low. It took me a little while. This is a new formulation. It's in the raw. So, but we're trying it out, and I've got some people that I was looking for some people with psoriasis, and
Mhm.
I'm sending a couple of cans up to Tony for some people to try. I really think that this, it may go through 3 and 4 formulations, but I think this second formulation is getting really closer to what I was at first envisioning.
Vibe. But yeah, so I don't shave my armpits or my legs because it makes me itchy. Don't do it.
Well,
And causes ingrown hairs.
Yeah, and it causes ingrown hairs, and like I don't need any help getting ingrown hairs. I already get them easily enough without shaving, so like why create more of a problem? So I rock the Au Natural body hair.
I am so fortunate. I'm sure our audience is fortunate to know all of this about you.
I'd show them.
Of
but
course,
you
I'm
don't want
kidding.
me
You know
to.
that. You know that, right?
Hey,
Mm.
it is what it is. But honestly, for anybody that would think it would be gross or feel weird that I have full length armpit hair, it's not, and it doesn't. I can't even tell. You know why? Because I'm not itchy. So you get used to it.
Mm.
You
My
get
armpit
used to
hair is
almost anything,
beautiful.
can't you?
My armpit hair is beautiful. Now my leg hair, I'm used to it, but like at the same time, sometimes I'll reach down and I'll pet my leg.
Yeah, you don't want to know my nickname for her, do you?
Well, I think part of the reason why I get ingrown hairs when I shave or get razor bumps so often when I shave is because my hair is so thick and meaty.
It
Oh,
ends.
Mrs. Bearded Buds is watching.
Hey,
Hello,
Mrs. Bearded
hello.
Buds. Need to get a hold of your husband and you and talk about maybe getting together at some point in time, both virtually and in person. I'd love to get around and be able to meet and visit and in person.
Are they in Colorado?
No, Texas.
Texas.
Oh, I love Texas.
I do too.
But yeah, I just have really coarse, thick hair. It's a problem.
I got to spend time in Texas at Fort Sam Houston and then Fort Hood. So, but I dug San Antonio and Austin. Austin used to be an amazing town. And of course, South Padre Island.
I like Texas. Last time
So-
I was in Texas, though, you know what's funny? The whole time I was there, it rained. The whole time I was there. I was there a solid week.
You were there for a funeral.
That is
I was,
unusual a
but
little
it
bit.
rained the whole week. It was pretty. Like the storm clouds were very pretty. But the solid week, it rained the whole time.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often. I was down there at Fort Hood and like half an inch of snow shut down the whole base.
Well, you know about where I was at? I was in Sweetwater, which is kind of middle Texas. A lot of people from Sweetwater and Rotan refer to it as West Texas, but if you look at it on a map, it's like middle
All right.
of Texas.
Spent a lot of time in Oklahoma too. I like Texas and Oklahoma. I do.
I like the flatlands. Is nice. Is
Send
very
you
nice.
to Kansas and Nebraska.
No,
Yeah.
I've never been there. I don't know if I
Well,
want to go there.
I think we need a family vacation.
Well, I think I need a vacation.
I'll go to Arkansas. You want to go to Arkansas?
It's
No,
the same as going to Texas.
In Arkansas?
no, Arkansas is different than Texas. I Yes, my vacation is going to be away from family.
They are
That
connected.
that is a true vacation, at least for me.
Oh, I'd go back to Louisiana, but not in like the dead summer. Maybe like in the springtime. It's very muggy in the dead summer.
One thing I learned from Louisiana
There's
It
mosquitoes as big as your head.
is if you like something, the food, don't ask what it is.
No.
Just enjoy it.
Don't. Just eat it.
Just enjoy it, eat it.
Be
don't
quiet.
don't ask what it is because you may not really want to know.
Listen, I know all the touristy stuff is very gimmicky and it's like supposed to be that way because it's touristy stuff, but I like the touristy stuff, like the shops and stuff that have all the novelties. I love it. I love it. And like there's some really cool stuff down in Louisiana. Well, I went to New Orleans.
Well,
There's
yeah,
some,
New Orleans is
there's some really cool stuff in New
very,
Orleans.
very cool. Cool history, cool architecture, cool culture.
She brought us those
Y-
maps.
you know,
I did.
New Orleans really pre I think it's pre-war of 1812 was really setting the standard as far as U.S. culture. I mean, it was a
yeah.
wonderfully multicultural city
Yeah.
early on,
Oh yes.
and yeah, it's beautiful.
You
Gotta
had the
get back
French.
down there too.
And the Spanish. And French and Spanish.
Yes,
French and Spanish.
I think we covered that.
And French and Spanish.
That's almost as an informative as careers in the cannabis
Oh my
industry.
god, shut up. Shut
Yeah,
up.
you know,
Don't. That segment had so much potential, but you just crushed all of my dreams.
That's what I'm here for.
I know. I know.
Why should you have dreams?
Because I'm young and ambitious.
Well, it's time to destroy those.
Negatory.
I am here to crush and destroy your dreams.
No.
Yeah, yes. That's the least
Hey!
I could possibly do for you.
Did I tell you?
I don't know. I probably wasn't listening if you did.
Rude.
Yes,
Hurtful.
of
I
course.
probably didn't tell you because you were hiding in your man cave.
My office.
I don't even think I told Mom. Your office, my bedroom. Whatever.
No, you invade it once a week. My
Which
music room.
I talked to Mom about this, and it's like you guys have joint custody of me with Lucas. Because you get me, because like parents that have joint custody, they get to see their kids every other weekend. So that's 2 days out of 2 weeks, right? You guys get to see me once a week, every week. So you guys have joint custody with Luke.
How do we sign away our rights? I think we need to go into mitigation on this, and see if we can't reach a better solution.
Mom loves it when I'm here. Excuse you. I'm the light of her life.
You and Jamie. I got this from Jamie.
And just a dark storm cloud for me, or maybe fog.
Fog.
Dense fog.
Fog, huh?
Dense fog.
Gee, thanks, pal.
Not quite the black abyss, just dense gray, never-ending fog.
Okay, so over 300 mummies were unearthed in Egypt within the past 48 hours. 300 mummies that they didn't know about were unearthed, excuse me.
I'm looking
I
for my
misspoke.
mummy.
I misspoke. Discovered. They
Discovered.
haven't unearthed them all. But over 300 mummies with their own individual sarcophagi, which
That
is
means they were important people.
And then they also found a new Egyptian queen named Nath. And it's like completely rewriting Egyptian history because prior to just this discovery, nobody knew anything about these mummies or this Egyptian queen.
Very, very interesting.
It's It's crazy.
Very interesting.
I'm excited to hear about it because like I've studied Egyptian mythology a little bit, and like what
Mhm.
does this mean for Egyptian mythology leading into the pharaohs and such, because that's where all the pharaohs, that's where the lines of pharaohs came from, was Egyptian mythology. So what does this mean? It's all gonna get rewritten. I'm pretty hype about it.
Mythology?
No, Egyptian history.
Gods or extraterrestrials?
Both.
Both. Because
All the above? I don't think that was an
So-
off.
I'm not gonna go super in depth with it because I can't remember all the individual names and such, but you know, it's pretty typical mythology stuff. People killing other people, people
Okay.
coming back to life, stuff like that. But that's where it goes into the line of Egyptian pharaohs and such. That's how the line of pharaohs start, is they're all descended from gods.
I'm walking like an Egyptian.
Get out. But I guess they also found like little
Do
statues.
you know the song?
Yes. Walk like an Egyptian.
Mhm.
Walk like. Yes, I know the song.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, please continue.
Yeah. They also found intricate little statues and such with the sarcophagi, but they're still presently unearthing the sarcophagi because I guess all the mummies, all these 300 mummies are in their own individual sarcophaguses.
Are they all dressed the same?
Are
I
they in
don't-
their
I don't
own
know.
tombs, or is it one tomb?
I don't know. Were they
I
trying?
don't know.
Were they trying to catch the comet?
I don't know.
Did they all drink the Kool-Aid at the same time?
It sounds like a giant sleeper program to me. And they're going to open up these sarcophagi to look at these beautiful, well-preserved mummies, and they're just going to pop back to life. And it's the beginning of the apocalypse.
Cool. So we're gonna have zombie mummies.
Well, to bring out
Oh.
upon that, did you guys, not to interrupt, the meeting
Right.
at Mount Sinai this week?
The what?
All the religious leaders are meeting at Mount Sinai this week to bring forth a new set of 10 climate change commandments.
Oh,
I mean, good,
yeah.
but
I don't
why?
think the
But-
religious leaders should be doing that.
Yeah.
No.
But that's big news this week.
Well, like I said, we have known and had the key to controlling greenhouse gases, pollution for almost 100 years and have done nothing. The reason being is power, greed, and prejudice. Again, a little hints to the podcast and how this fits in together. But yeah, I think people will be very surprising.
Yeah.
Are you?
Surprising.
Are
Did
you
you say surprising?
surprising?
People will be very surprising.
Like I said, I can mutilate the English language worse than George Bush.
That's right. In case you didn't know. Now you know.
What is wrong with you? Or
I don't
what
know.
else is wrong with you?
I think it's the peach juice.
Maybe.
Sugar
maybe.
sugar gives me energy, honestly.
Well, we are talking to a band called Roots of Creation. They have some great, great music. Going to try to get them on here in the next week or so. Terpene Tom and I are getting together, and we're getting ready to do that the multiple series of talking about terpenes and all of the cool stuff that they do. We have that coming up, and maybe a few other surprises for Thursday Night Vibes.
She's vibing.
She's something.
Dancing to the beat of her own drum.
Caitlin, I think it's about the time to wind this down and say goodnight.
Hang on. I'm chilling right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm working all the fascia out of my muscles.
So Would you
work all the fascia out of your muscles.
would you like to say goodnight tonight?
Do you want to work all of the fascia out of your muscles with me?
Not right now. Well, as always, peace, love, good vibes. Good night, everybody. Have an amazing, safe night.
Maybe.
Money,